Right. Good morning, everyone. All the online students. Is it the screen is visible? All the online students. Could you please everyone respond in the chat window? I request all the online students need to respond in the chat window. Okay. Perfect, guys. Let's get continued then. So the one we have been discussing about this particular basic program, and then we'll be taking with medium level of the program, and then it will be taking with this particular advanced program. As part of that particular advanced program, as part of this particular advanced program, we got this particular window handler, and then you will be taking with web table, and then we got an Excel, then we got Excel with playwright, and then we got this particular one screenshot with the different options. Then you will be taking with after screenshot, we got this particular one of you will be taking with video recording. Now, continued with the same, we need to be get understand that it will be taking with drag and drop. So what exactly mean by this particular drag and drop is we can say that drag an element and drop an element on web page. That means if I'm just taking with this particular one, we can say that drag an element and drop an element on web page. That means the meaning of this particular statement is this drag and drop, not like folder drag and drop. Folder drag and drop, we cannot perform. Please be very clear. Folder drag and drop, we cannot perform here, which we will be taking with that particular file or folder. We cannot do the drag and drop. It should be application behavior on web page. On the web page, if we got any functionality related to that particular drag and drop, then it will be taking with this particular respective of drag and drop. Let's see here. If I'm just considering this particular HRMS application. So now in this particular application, we are not having any functionality related to the drag and drop. Because of that particular reason, we are taking with the help of another application. We are taking with the help of another application. That is what we will be taking with the small application. Now, this whole thing we can consider as a one web page. This whole thing we can consider as a one web page. On that particular web page, we got an option. It will be able to get drag with the element which it will be able to drop that element. That means on web page, we got an option. On web page, you got an option in performing drag and drop. Now we need to get understand how exactly we can automate. So how exactly we can automate to perform this particular drag and drop activity. So how exactly we can automate that particular drag and drop activity. Let's see here. Let's look into that. Further, as usual, you doesn't require to do any major hard work here. Everything we got in a built-in methods only. Everything we got that particular built-in methods only. That particular built-in methods you will be using one that particular method name Source dot it will be taking with drag to. Source dot it will be taking with that particular drag to. That means you are using that particular method name which it will be taking with drag to. Source dot where it has to be dragged. You need to be get provide that particular details. So where it's need to be get drag it, you need to be get that particular details here. So this is what I will be taking with these particular respective of. This is what I will be taking with these particular respective of drag and drop. Everything predefined methods only. Just we are able to utilize all that particular predefined methods. Okay. Let's see that how we can get automated these particular respective functionality. But to get automate these particular functionality, the understanding is if I'm taking this web application, this whole square box we got it. We are able to see this particular whole square box. Maybe it has been provided as a frame. So we cannot confirm that. So how we can confirm that is a frame or not as usual? We have to search with the tag name. We need to search with the tag name. Either we got a tag name of iframe or frame. If you are able to see, if you are able to see any one particular tag name, not required both, not required both, if you are able to see any one particular tag name of iframe or frame, then you will confirm that. Then you will be confirming that frame has been available. Now, as we are able to see, frame is available. So we need to write in a code to enter into the frame. To enter into the frame, we required a frame ID or we required a frame name. But we are not having any frame ID or name. We got an option of it will be taking with class. That means if you guys has been remember in the starting days of our session, we have been discussing about this particular page dot locator. And that is what we have been continued working with that particular locator option. That is what we have been continued in working that particular locator option. In that particular locator option, in that particular locator option, if I'm just taking with, if I'm just taking with this particular page dot locator. So here we can provide that particular XPath. We can provide that particular XPath or we can provide that particular name. We can provide that particular name or we will be taking ID or we can provide class also. Locator is same, page dot locator only. For that particular page dot locator, you can provide that particular name XPath or you will be providing that particular CSS. We got CSS. Okay, so we can provide that particular XPath or we will be taking with CSS or we will be taking with the name or we will be taking ID or we will be taking with class here. So how exactly it can go with these particular things? So how exactly it can go with these things is in case of XPath, as we are already knowing it, you need to be get start with two forward slash. It will be taking with two forward slash. In case of CSS, in case of CSS, there is no concept of two forward slash. You need to be get providing single quotes. you need to be get provide in that particular single course here. That is what you need to be get provided, which you will be taking with that particular respective of single course here. And after that, you will be taking with that particular name. If I'm just taking with that particular name, you will be utilizing has symbol. Even that particular ID also, you will be using hash. In case of the class, you will be using dot. That is how your locator will understand. Whenever you are working with the page dot locator, the starting point you given the two forward slash, it will understand that is an X path. In case if given in a single course, it will understand it is a CSS. If you provided hash symbol, it will understand that is a name or ID. If you provided that particular dot, then it will understand its need to refer that particular class. So this is how we got a different type of options in finding that particular respective object based on that particular requirement. We need to be get utilize all that particular options here. Now let's see that how exactly it will be working. Let's see that how exactly it will be working here. So for that, you need to be get go with writing that particular program. Let's see how we can write it. That is what I will be taking with 77 batch. It will be taking with the right click, taking with the new file mentioned tc underscore. It will be taking with drag and drop dot as usual dot spec dot ts. It will be taking with drag and drop dot spec dot ts. That is what it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Okay, so that it will be clicking on that particular enter and it will be continued that particular steps. So which need to be get continued, which need to be get continued that particular steps here. Okay, so let's see that. Let's look into that. So here, if I'm just taking with this particular program, as usual, it will be taking that particular import. It will be taking with that particular respective of import. You need to be get import that particular respective model and then taking from playwright. So and then once you have been done particular test model and then we will be writing test method. As we are already knowing that one test method is equal to one particular automation test case. We got that particular test method. Then you need to be get perform that particular respective of test step. As part of that particular test step, you will be taking with that particular statement. First, you need to be get to open that particular application. You will be taking with open that particular application. After that, we need to be get provide wait statement. I'm just giving that particular wait statement, wait for timeout, providing that particular respective of wait statement. And then we need to be get enter into frame. We need to be get go with enter into frame. So enter the frame, you will be writing that particular statement. You will be taking with frame dot locator. But see here, we use the locator option only, but we given the dot symbol. Meaning of the dot symbol, what it will understand? Class. If you given with the dot, that statement will understand its need to be find with the frame by taking with the class. We got a class option. The class option we got demo frame. So that is what you mention here. You are able to see that demo frame. So don't be confused at all, guys. As simple while working this object identification, we can go with in utilizing different type of options here. So this will be taking with, it will be having this particular go to, then it will be taking with this particular frame dot locator. Okay, this is what it will be mentioning that, and then it will be taking with these particular respective steps. It will be taking with frame dot locator, and now it will be using with the method name is drag to. But I given the hash. The meaning of hash, it will consider either name or ID. From where we got these details? Our regular concept only. You have been done with the right click, taking with the inspect. Once you done with the inspect, once you have been done with that particular perspective of inspect, once we have been done with that particular inspect, we got an ID. So rather than we can go with XPath also. XPath also we can work along with the XPath. We can utilize only name or only this particular ID also. It will be taking with that particular perspective of ID here. So in this way, it will be able to provide that particular perspective of ID here. So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with this particular wait for timeout. This it will be taking with this particular wait for timeout here. So this is what it will be mentioning that it will be having this particular drag and drop. Once it has been done, for the confirmation, we are printing with the statement drag and drop is successful. Just to confirm that it has been working or not, just to confirm that it has been working or not, I just provided that particular more wait statement here. Okay, right. So now you can see that if I'm taking with this particular perspective of execution as usual, it will be taking with open integrated terminal. So once I got that particular one, it will be using the command npx and then playwright. Then you will be taking with the test tc underscore. You will be taking with drag drop dot spec dot ts hyphen. You will be taking with headed mode. Now we can see. So now while executing, we need to be get confirmed that that particular drag has been done. Right. Okay. So which will be taking with that particular perspective of drag and drop. Okay. Right. So now see the execution here. It got open that particular application. Now you need to able to see that drag has been done, drop has been done. So this is what it will be taking with. So we are able to print the statement. For the confirmation, we are printing with the statement is drag and drop completed successfully. So while working with the real time, is it mandatory? So while working that particular respective real time, is it mandatory of you will be taking with these particular steps? Means it's totally depends on that particular project and it will depends on that particular test case step requirement. Based on that particular test case steps requirement, I will be taking with these particular respective steps here. Okay. So now let's see that how exactly we can continue here. Let's look into that. Again, I'm just taking with the execution. So there is no concept of folder drag and drop. File drag and drop, folder drag and drop, we cannot do it. In a web page, if we have any option of that particular drag and drop functionality, those particular things we can get automated with the help of this particular playwright. This is what you will be working with all these particular advanced programs here. So in a continued with the same of these particular advanced program, we got two more programs here. Let's understand what exactly that particular programs here. So while working real time, is it mandatory? These many things you will be utilizing only in one project, only in one particular project. Okay, so only in one particular project, right? It will be taking with these many things we cannot implement it here. As part of that particular test case steps, we need to be done. Again, I'm clearly saying, guys, if you want to perform the drag and drop, that should be application behavior. So in application on the web page, if we have that particular functionality, then it will be able to perform drag and drop. So for that, what you done here, you done with the right click and then it will be taking with the inspect, you got that particular ID. Even for drag also, we got that particular ID. That is what the reason we have been taken with the help of that particular has symbol and it will be able to recognize that ID. This element is dragging and dropping to this particular place. This is how we are working with that particular drag and drop activity. Okay. So now we need to begin go with another new concept. We need to begin go with another new concept. Just write with the new heading. All the online students also just write that particular new heading. Mention the hooks. Okay. Write with the new heading, write with the new heading, mention that it will be taking with that particular hooks. So let's understand what exactly mean by these particular hooks concept, how exactly we can utilize these particular hooks concepts here. Okay, that means the meaning of hooks is which is used to execute required steps or statements, required steps at the time of starting and ending of the program. Okay, the meaning of this particular hooks concept. The meaning of this particular hooks concept is which is used, okay, which is used to execute, okay, which has been used to execute or executed required steps, to execute required steps at the time of starting and ending of the program. That means whenever your program has been executing in the starting point and then taking with ending point. In the starting point and then taking with ending point, it will be taking with this particular respective program. So this is how you will be taking with these particular steps here. Now, while working these particular playwright, to control these particular starting point and then ending point, we got different types of the hooks. That is test dot before all. And then we got test dot after all. Then we got test dot before each. And then test dot after each. After each. So we got tested dot before all, tested dot after all, tested dot before each, tested dot after each. So while working with this particular playwright, while working this particular playwright, these four are common hooks concept which can be applied. But as a tester, I mean, as a tester, it's not like mandatory that we need to use the all the hooks concept. By default, playwright itself, it has been using it. Let's go with the clear picture. So if I'm taking with this particular one, so which it will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So now, if I'm just taking with this particular one, see that as simple tested dot before all, we can say that which is executed before of any other test methods, which is executed before of any other test methods. Okay. Then it will be taking with after all. After all, which is executed, which is executed after, after, after all other test methods executed. Okay. After all, we can say that which is executed after all other test methods executed before each, which is executed before of every test method, every test method after each, after each, which is executed after of every test method, every test method. So that is what it will be taking with this particular before each, which it will be taking with after each. That is what it will be taking with before each, which it will be taking with after each. That means just mainly as part of interview purpose. As part of that particular interview purpose, you need to be get understand. As part of that particular interview purpose, you need to be get understand that what is mean by that before all, after all, before each, after each. In your project or in the program, you doesn't require to write it. By default, it has been already applicable in your program. So how you will be knowing whether it has been applicable or not. How you will be knowing whether it has been applicable or not? You can understand by referring that particular HTML report. After completion of that particular execution, if you refer that particular HTML report, you can understand that these particular Oaks concepts has been applied here. Let's see that. Let's look into that. Further, previously, we are already executed our program. Let's cross check that particular one. I will be taking with the playwright workspace 77 batch. We'll go with playwright report. I'll just open this particular index. Now, see the report here. If I'm just taking with the report, what is the option we got? Before hoax. In the last, we got an option of after hoax. What is the meaning of before hoax? Before means which is executed starting of the program. What is the starting of the program? It's need to be get open the browser. In a browser, it's need to be get open the tab. In a tab, it's need to be get open that particular page. Let's see here. If I'm just taking with this particular one. So first it was launching the browser. In that particular browser, context means tab. That is what we previously discussed it. One context is equal to one tab. In that particular tab, it will be taking with the page. So these statements are executed for every program before getting started your actual test. Then you will be taking with after hooks. After hooks, it will be taking with closing with the browser. So we doesn't require externally to write it, which is already applicable for the program, but as part of interview purpose. While attending with the interview, very regularly you can expect one of the common question. Very regularly you can expect that particular common question saying that difference, which we can mention the difference between. Okay, so you can expect that particular one particular common question. That is what it will be taking with difference between, which it will be taking with this particular one. It will go with difference between before before all and before each. After that, after all and after each. So very regularly you can expect these particular question. Difference between before all and after all, after that. Difference between that particular after all and after each. So that difference we need to understand. So to understand that particular difference, first I will execute with the program based on the printf statement. Based on the printf statement, we can easily get understand. Based on that particular printf statement, we can easily get understand that what exactly that particular difference is related to. So what exactly that particular difference is related to, that we can understand here. Okay, let's see that. Let's look into this. Now, here, let's write in a program. So we'll be taking with the test new file, mentioning that it will be taking with hooks. which I will be taking with the hooks. Dot, I will be taking with the spec dot ts, which I will be taking with the hooks, and then I will be taking with the spec dot ts. Okay. Now, see the concept here. As usual, you will be taking with that particular import, you will be taking with test model from playwright. Okay. Now you can see here. First, I'm using test dot before all. I'm taking with test dot before all. For easy understanding, I'm just printing with the statement. What is the statement I was printing? Open application. And then after all, I'm taking with close application. See that. First, we have been written test method. Before all, open application. After all, close application. I mean, mainly we need to be get understand that how exactly these statements are getting executed. For that particular purpose, I'm just taking with test method. I'm just writing one particular test method. So here I'll just go with this particular, I will be taking with the oops. And then I'm just printing with the statement login completed. I'm writing one more test method. So according to our understanding, it will be taking with one test method is equal to one automation test case. One test method is equal to one automation test case here. That is what we done. First, we imported test model. We written before all. We written after all. We written test method. Now, we need to understand that this particular execution. Okay, so which need to be get, it will be taking with this particular respective of execution. Let's see here. So how exactly it will be getting executed? Okay. Now, for that, we are not opening any application, all those things here. Just we are trying to get understand that how exactly that particular hooks concept is working. How exactly that particular hooks concept is working. That is what we need to be get understand here. Okay. So let's see that. Let's look into that. So here you will be taking with these steps here. First, I will be taking as usual NPX and then playwright. Playwright. NPX playwright test. I will be providing with the file name tc underscore hooks dot spec dot ts. I'm not using any headed option because we are not opening with that particular browser. Now you can see how it will be executed. See the printf statement. Based on that particular printf statement, we can understand how it is working. It is mentioned that two passed because we have two test method. Now you can get in a clear picture. One test method is equal to one automation test case. So that is what it got considering that it will be taking with two passed here. Okay. Now, if I'm just taking with this particular difference. So first we got you will be taking with before all, and then you will be taking with after all. You will be taking with before all, and you will be taking with after all. Okay. See the result, how we got it. I'll just print the result. Based on the results, we can easily get understand. Based on the results, we can easily get understand on it. In a similar way, I will be taking with, sorry, I will be taking with before each, after each. Before each, after each. Let's see that. Okay. Now we can see. So now I'll execute the program. Now how many test cases we got? So in one program, we can maintain multiple test method. That doesn't make any problem. Either you can write individually or in one particular file only, we can write multiple test methods here. That doesn't make any problem. Now, in a place of this particular before all, okay, just a minute. Right. So in a place of this particular before all, it will be taking with before each, after each. Now I'll run the program. Based on that particular program output, based on that particular program output, you can easily get understand. Based on that particular program output, you can understand that how exactly the difference here. Now let me run with the program. Okay, let's go with the result. So see the result, see the understanding here. Right. So now see these particular result, you can compare both the results. By comparing with the results, what is the difference you got? Is there any difference in the result according to your understanding? Mm-hmm. Right. See the understanding. What exactly that particular difference is in simple. Before all, after all, executed only one time for the whole program. Executed only one time. One time for whole program. Okay. So if I'm just taking with this particular one, if I'm just take with this particular one, we can mention that executed only one time for the whole program here. Okay. So this is what I will be taking with. Okay. So this is what I will be taking with this particular respective one. So in this way, I will be taking with these particular respective steps here. So this I will be mentioning that I will be taking with this particular one. So before all, after all, executed only one time. Before all, after all, executed only one time for the whole program here. Okay. Then you will be taking with before each. Then you will be taking with after each. If I'm just taking with that particular one, before each, and then you will be taking with that particular after each. We can say that, see here. This is executed for every test method. In our program, we got two test methods. For the first test method, executed before each, after each. For the second test method, executed before each, taking with after each. That means, so here, if I'm just taking with these particular respective concept in simple. So here we can mention that it will be taking with as simple executed executed for every test method. Executed for every test method. That means in our program, how many test methods are there? In our program, how many test methods are there? That many times it will be continued. That many times it will be continued that particular execution. So this is how you will be taking with these particular steps of before all, and you will be taking with after all, and you will be taking with before each, then you will be taking with after each. That means mainly as part of that particular interview. So mainly as part of that particular interview, you need to be get understand, right? So as part of that particular interview, you need to be get in that particular regular question, mention the difference between that particular before all and then taking with after all. In the same way, difference between before each and you will be taking with after each here. So this is how we got in a concept in working these particular respective steps here. So this, I mean, in a program, in general, not required to implement it, but these are all the features which has been available. So while working these particular playwright, you will be taking with these particular Oaks concept. So in case of that particular interview, asking in a question, what are all that particular hooks you need to be get comfortable in explaining these particular four hooks here. So this will be working that particular drag and drop, and then you will be taking with Oaks concept here. And finally, the last concept you need to be get understand as part of part one. As part of part one, the last concept we need to be get understand is you will be taking with mobile automation using that particular playwright. The last concept we need to be get understand is mobile automation using that particular playwright. So that is what you can write with the new heading. Mention the playwright with mobile testing. Write with the new heading, playwright with mobile testing. And then make a note of this particular description up to that particular highlighted one. Up to that particular highlighted one. All the online students also, please write with the new heading. Please write with the new heading. Mention the playwright with mobile testing and provide up to highlighted one. Just continue up to that particular highlighted one, guys. Online students, is it everyone done? Okay. And the last one, just I can make a note of these two lines of statement. Device emulation and then make a note of up to this highlighted one. Okay, right. So let's understand what exactly this particular aspective of mobile automation, how this particular concept has been came into the picture. In general, it can be any kind of testing. It will go with that particular manual and it will be taking with automation, either functional testing or it will be taking with mobile testing or it will be taking with API, database, performance, any kind of testing, it will go with manual and it will be taking with automation. Now, while working these particular mobile testing, or you will be taking with this particular mobile automation, we are not able to automate 100% of mobile testing. By using these particular playwright, we are not able to perform 100% of testing here, which we are able to automate by connecting to mobile browser, not like communicating to any of the native apps. We are able to communicate with mobile browser. In that particular mobile browser, you will be able to get automated or to get continued mobile testing here. In simple, if I just go with these particular manual testing, that basic level of mobile it will be doing with the help of using, which it will be taking with using these particular one, which it will be mentioning that using Chrome emulator, or we can mention that Chrome browser. With the help of the Chrome browser, it will be able to do the manual testing of mobile, not like doing that particular native apps. It's not like it will be doing that particular aspect of native apps. Here you need to go with in doing that particular aspect of, you will be utilizing Chrome browser, and then this particular automation which I will be mentioning that using playwright, using that particular aspect of playwright. So how exactly we can do that? Let's see here. First we'll go with manual. If we want to be get tested manual, how exactly we can test it? That means our web application is available. That particular web application need to be get tested. That particular web application need to be get tested in that particular mobile browser. Like in mobile browser, how exactly in mobile browser, how exactly that particular application behavior is there, we need to be tested. For example, we got our HRMS application. These particular HRMS application, this is the behavior in the browser of the desktop. The same application, if you open in mobile browser, then how exactly it is behaving, that is what you need to be tested. So how you will test it? Very simple. Just you can go with inspect. Once you done with the inspect, you will get the small mobile icon. Once you click on that particular mobile icon, it will be converted into mobile browser. See here. I'll just click on that. See here. It has been converted into mobile browser. Which mobile? You will be able to see all the mobile devices. So in which device you want to test that, you will be selecting. So which you will be taking with iPad Pro. Then you will get visibility. So here you will be able to go with in testing how exactly that particular application will be behaving in case of that particular mobile, that UI you will be tested. So in whatever the device you want to be tested, you can test it. You will be getting list of the devices. In case of your required device is not available, then you will go with edit and you can add custom device. You'll have in a list of the mobile devices here. If it is not available in the list, you can add that particular device. So there is no concept of extra emulators or anything. Just by default, that particular Chrome browser itself you will be taking with that particular emulator. Emulator means virtual device. Rather than taking with the original device of the mobile, you will be taking with virtual device of the mobile and they will be continued with the testing. So as part of that particular project, whatever that particular mobile has been required, you can take with the help of that particular perspective of the mobile. The CC will be continued. To take exit, again click on that icon. It will exit from the mobile browser. It will get go with that particular desktop browser. This is how you will be able to continue manual testing. The same thing you need to be get automated. As part of that particular playwright, you doesn't require to go with any extra programming, just will be taking with that particular small settings only. That is what, as usual, in that playwright config file. In that playwright config file, you will be mentioning that enable mobile browser. Mobile browser including device name. Including device name. That means in which device the it's need to be get executed. In which particular device it's need to be get executed, that it will be taking with providing that particular device name. This is one option. Or you will be taking with using test.use option. You will be taking with test.use and then you will be providing that particular device details. There is no concept of any installation. You doesn't require to go with any concept of installations. Everything built in futures only. Just in which device you want to test it, you need to provide device name. By that, it will be connecting to that particular device. In that particular device, you will be taking with that particular mobile browser and it will be executed. To perform that particular click activity, if I'm taking with that particular click method, we can use that particular click method or it will be taking with equal to tab. In case of that particular specific to that particular method name need to be used, we can utilize that particular tab method or it will be taking with that particular touch screen. The method name itself, we got that particular touch screen where exactly it's need to be tagged. You need to be provide that particular coordinates x comma y which it will be taking with that particular respective of touch screen here. In that way, it will be able. In that way, it will be able to go with in providing that particular details here. So apart from that, you doesn't require to go with any extra installations. There is no concept of installations. Just you need to make update in playwright config file or you will be using with the method test.use. You need to provide that particular device details here. Let's see that. So if I'm just taking with that particular perspective of mobile, I just writing one program. So what I mentioned, test.use, taking with the devices provided with the device name. In which device you want to be get executed, you are providing that particular device name only. After that, you got test method, open the application, everything will be the same. In a place of that particular click, we are using that particular tap. We can go with the click method also. We can go with the click method also, but according to the mobile, we got in a tap method. Or in case of touch screen, you need to take with the touch screen dot tap, you have to provide that particular coordinates here. Now, on which mobile I want to execute it? Pixel 5. See the configuration file. Playwright configuration file. I have been make all the browsers as a common section only related to mobile Chrome. In that mobile Chrome, it's need to be get go with Pixel 5. By that, it will understand that with the help of built-in emulator, it's need to be get connect the device of Pixel 5 and then it will be taking with that particular execution. Now you can see here while executing we got that particular npx. Npx it will be taking with that particular playwright test providing that particular file name login it will be taking with logout dot spec dot ts. I'm giving headed mode, then it will be getting with detailed understanding. Let's see. You will be able to see it's need to be get open that particular mobile browser. I mean, according to that particular Pixel 5, how it will be taking with the visibility, it will be able to see the visibility of that particular mobile browser. Native applications, we cannot automate it, but at least we can connect to that particular mobile device. In that particular mobile device, you got an option to execute that particular respective program. So that is how you will be taking with these particular respective steps. So in real time, it's not like mandatory that you will be using these particular mobile testing. I mean, based on that particular project. But as part of that particular program requirement, as part of learning, we are learning all that particular possibilities. What are all that particular possibilities are there, which you will be taking with all that particular possibilities here. So this is how you will be taking with this particular step, which you will be working with all our part one of the concepts. As part of that particular part one, as part of that particular part one, we got understand that basic level of the program and then medium level of the program and advanced program. By taking with the help of all these program, from tomorrow we need to be get start our automation frameworks. But please be remember guys, while attending with the tomorrow session, while attending with the tomorrow session, everyone, every individual student, please make sure that refresh concepts of object identification, TypeScript concept, including the OPS concept, and playwright programs. Will combine all these particular things and will be designing that particular framework here. If you are not going through all our previous concept, then it will create all the confusion of tomorrow session. So because of that, please spend enough time in referring all the concepts what we discuss as part of the part one. By that, very easily you can understand that particular part two concept. If you want to get more real time, if you want to be get more real time, and if you want to be gain that particular more experience, if you want to be gain that particular more experience, then you will be taking with part 2 concepts only. So please look into that practice and make sure that you will refresh all the concepts by tomorrow session. By that, very easily we can understand these particular programs here. Okay? Clear everyone? Right. Any questions? You can carry on your questions. Online students having the questions, you can carry on. Yes, Naresh, you can carry on your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the drag and drop method, how do you handle where the target element is not available, sir? If you open the web page, there is a option called only draggable. So in that, there is no target element. So in that scenario, what we need to do?
No, I mean, this is
Yeah.
C. Now my requirement is I want to drop here. So where I
Yes, sir.
want to drop it, I'm finding this particular object. I got
Oh,
that particular object name is a droppable. So by that
yes.
it will find this place. In this place it will be dropping it. If you are not able to find the object, you cannot drop it here. You have to
Yes.
clearly mentioning that where it's need to be get drop it here. Okay.
Yes, sir. But in the left side, above the droppable, it is showing that only draggable
Ah,
interactions first concept. Left side, sir.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yes, sir. In that there is
Ah,
only a drag element is there, but there is no drop element. So in these scenarios, how to handle this situation?
yeah, now I can see. So this is able to drag it. So where it
Yes.
has to be drag it, now it's need to be get, you will not be able to see the movement. So see, with the, there is no option of the target, you cannot drag it. That's mandatory that you need to have. If it is having, then only can do.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next. All right, guys. No more other questions, right? Yes. Yes.
Just in this session only, we use that test dot before all, after all. Also. What is that
Hmm.
test? Test, is it variable name or what it is?
No, no, no. That is a class name. In general, it you can consider like method in the test dot before all. When you're taking with that in, we are saying that test is one particular method. If I'm taking with in this particular scenario, now we can see which we will be taking with it is considering like in a class. This particular test method for that particular playwright internally, it will be considering as a one class here. Okay.
Okay,
In that particular class, we got before each, after each, all these are the methods.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one more thing. In the
Mm.
application, I'll automating that HRMS handling with frames. I'm adding employee details, but I'm
Mm.
not able to see that manually.
Mm. No, no, repeat the question.
Actually, I add that employee details by automating the test case, but
Okay.
manually, I'm not able to see that employee details in application.
Maybe added in the next page because it will not display all the in one page, right? So here you will be able to see multiple pages will be there. This is the first page, second page. So in other pages you will be able to see.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, sir. I'll try.
Okay. Right. All right, guys. Okay then. Please take care about the practice, guys. And please make sure that you are refreshing all the concepts, guys. Otherwise, tomorrow session will become in a totally new. Please refresh all the concepts. Then it will make you more easy here. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.